So, hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbulmilk channel again. And I'm on the heath again, and today I have something for you you might not be quite acquainted with, and maybe I can offer you something new that you might find useful. It's about a knife again, and this is a knife that doesn't see much coverage because, well, I don't know if people are aware of it. It is a Svantagjev. It is called a storsløytkniv, which literally means rugged or big slöyd knife. And well, that's what it is. It is just you have seen my older video about my favorite slöyd knife, the Svantagjev slöyd, of course, but there is also another version which is a little bit more rugged, and you can see the spine is 4 millimeters thick. The blade is just short of 100 millimeters long. It comes with a flattish hollow grind to 0, which is absolutely sharp, and I can show you in a minute. It has a really comfortable and almost chunky handle, which is almost a little bit too much for me. But as you can see, again, this knife just sails through the wood and is really sharp, but that's nothing new. What it also is it is really suitable for well, sensible prying and sensible betoning. Meaning, if you get a dimension like that, I can't show you this live, but because it's just, if you take your, I can show you this. This is the sort of betoning that I mean. It's and if you look at that, it's we're really capable of making fine shavings too, and that's a thing with a lot of traditional well, bushcraft knives is a bit, well, bushcraft wasn't a name then when these knives were widely used all over Scandinavia. It's just a puukko, and puukko literally means woodworking knife, and these knives did everything before the term bushcraft was coined. Not only in settings like survival or this wasn't a word then. I'm talking 19th century or even earlier, where knives like this were used for everything: everyday chores, butchering livestock, preparing food, and well, making shavings for the fire and stuff like that. Well, which is, if you are honest to yourself, the thing that is realistic, what you do with a knife. It's not, well, you don't need to batten through stuff all the time, and I've said that time and time again, so I won't bore you with that. That piece of wood is halfway frozen, so don't expect wonders. A wonder fire stick, but on the other hand, the shavings are decent enough for that, and you can see that it really glides through the wood, and you don't need a lot of force, which is a really nice asset to have when out in the woods carving, because the less effort you need for carving, the less probable it is that you will hurt yourself, because it's all about controlling your motions, and playing safe, staying safe, because if you hurt yourself in the woods, with that, you have a problem, because the smallest cut might infect itself. The knife has a really traditional handle. This is, as I have heard, from Nordic elm wood, which is a little bit more dense. The grain orientation is not, well, it's not perfect, but you can see that someone knew their shit, because you see the grain going in that direction, and this is the vector of force you apply. It's nothing. It is nothing that would cause a problem if it weren't. But on the other hand, it is nice to see that someone knows a little bit about wood, and well, for my hands, as if you look at that, it's almost too chunky. For me, it needs a little bit of getting accustomed to, but on the other hand, even this is a piece of oak, even if you use a lot of force carving, you don't get cramps or anything. It's not hurting you. That said, also you don't get blisters quite easily, even though there is a kind of structure. I don't know if you can see this. A kind of coarseness to the handle, which makes it really grippy for stuff like that. And for carving, it's the structure really helps in orientation. You always know where the knife is, where the blade is, and well, if you look at the blades on the Svantejev homepage, because they also offer blade blanks, you can see that the tang is around this length. I don't know, actually I cannot know, it's not pinned over or something, but the handle is really long. It's almost 120 millimeters long, and that's the thing. I don't have really big hands, but if you look at that, there is a lot of it protruding still. So even if you will get really big hands, you won't encounter any problems. Of course, it's a hollow grind to 0, so it's made for carving. It's not for it's not a survival knife. But if you go against the grain, even in this this setting here with seasoned oak, which is really really hard and tough and halfway frozen. I collected it. I just collected it. Even in this application, you can see you won't have any problems with that if you play sensible though. By the way, I want to emphasize again that if I'm going this way, and maybe you have learned you should never carve towards yourself, but I lock my elbows to my side so the blade isn't going anywhere, and I try not to apply too much force. As a rule of thumb, you can estimate that if you can leisurely talk while you're carving, you are still in the zone where you have enough room for playing it safe. So actually, again, if you look at that, if you look at the handle, I don't know if that's, I'm trying to block out the light. Again, there is a huge blob of glue coming out of the handle, and it's press fit in, and there's no big finishing work going on and stuff. It's a tool. It's the blade itself is made from ball bearing steel. I think it is 5160 or 51600 or something like that, or some other tool steel. It's not specified on the page. Maybe you can find out and can let me know in the comments what it is. It is hardened to a Rockwell hardness of about 60-61 HRC. There's always a little range how hard a blade can get. It's not homogeneous in that, because these are all hand tempered, and due to my experience, they hold an edge really well. They've got almost legendary edge holding capacity. So this is obviously a tool. It's not the next custom knife. It's not something you might want to show off to your buddies and maybe do some snacking with it and everybody's in awe and stuff. No, that's not what this knife is. It's not and it actually is not expensive either. It's not a Mora. It's not some Mora Robust you get for 16.95 euros or something. 16.95 euros. It is a little bit more than that, but if I remember correctly, it was about 60 to 80 euros. And for a handmade product, that's really worth the money. Really, I can absolutely recommend this if you play sensible and if you have you don't expect a survival knife. It's not a survival knife. It is a survival knife if a survival knife is the knife you use to survive if it's on your person, if you follow that definition. But it is not a special forces knife. Well, I don't like the term, and and maybe that's not judicial of advice from my side, but maybe if you get fleeced by the police and you need a legal reason, and you say, yeah, well, what I assume you do. I'm not telling you you should lie to the police, because, well, another topic for another time. But if you tell to the police this is a carving knife, there's a higher probability that they will believe you, because it is a carving knife. It is a puko. It is not that special forces zombie killer shit. It is something you want to use for your woodworking slate in nature, and maybe even a policeman will know that. That's not self-evident that they know. Another topic, and I don't want this to become a political rant, but that's maybe an advantage too. And as I said, well, I had my time when I was young, and much younger than today, and when we fell for the Rambo knife hype, and it was a cool time. Really, we played at being Rambo and special forces guys, and what have you, and we walked through the forest. Actually, it was about the forest all the time. It's we thought we'd need a reason then, and but we played hard, and it was a nice time, and I have fond memories about that. But on the other hand, we recognized pretty fast that these knives weren't suited at all for what we wanted to do. We wanted to build camps in the woods, or fortresses and dams, and we wanted to watch animals, and we wanted to make toys and what have you, making cordage and all that stuff, what kids do if they are allowed to. Climbing on trees and something like that. And if you got that Rambo knife with that, well, it had a tang of 3 centimeters and was fixed. Well, long story short, nowadays, I know it's about the woods. It's not about playing at being someone you are not. In fact, being in the woods shows me who I really am, not what I'm supposed to be, and what. So personally, I've come to the conclusion that I want a knife that's really doing that what I'm doing in the woods. So even if that sounds self-evident, it isn't, because there's a lot of hype going on especially in the bushcraft and survival community, and I don't like the terms, as you well know by now. It's because we can't be George Washington Sayers, so we can't be Horace Keppard. These are different times. You simply should not build camp just so in the woods. It's not about that. It's not something you should do because it's not sensible. Because, well, if you want to go on a multi-day trek here in Europe and in Scandinavia, there are always cabins you can stay at and get to know other people, and you don't need to build your own cabin all the time. You can. There are fireplaces that are safe to use. Not everyone is capable of building a fireplace that won't set the woods on fire. I always see those Lakota fires, which have their time and place, and they are really awesome. But if you do that in a dense forest, and there are roots hanging into the fire hole, there's a high probability you will set the whole forest on fire because the roots will catch fire, and fire brigades will not be able to see where the fire is coming from. The trees, especially if they are coniferous trees, will just go poof. So, well, I've said that time and time again, and I'm not tiring about that because it is a really important matter, especially when you live in regions where there's a lot of drought and there's a lot of probability. So what you're left with is foraging. If you're a hunter, skinning game, but obviously there are better knives for skinning than a puko, even though you can put it to good effect even as a hunting knife, because it depends on your experience. It is razor sharp, it's really a decent make, and you won't cry your eyes out if it gets dirty or something. Just clean it up, and if the handle fails, well, make a new one. Get yourself a hammer handle and put a hammer handle on if you want to. You can always do something more fancy, but on the other hand, you don't need to. You can put on really great carved handles. I really love the knife by Cirolle. Not Svante Jeffrey. Jørgen Sundqvist. Jørgen Sundqvist is one of my all-time favorite Sleuters. Just a rock star, just a really cool guy making beautiful things, and this is what you're left with. This is what you can sensibly do even in the woods. Ask permission from the landowner, ask permission from the local authorities, because in most cases they will be really glad to if you reach out to them and ask, first thing, politely, second, and with a bit of responsibility. If you're asking, you show, well, I'm feeling responsible for what I'm doing, and so they might even provide you with carving wood or something like that. And if they get a children's program going on, you can always offer a hand to teach children if you got better. And yeah, and for all this knife is awesome. And I will post the link to the Svante Djerf website below the video. Don't get mad at me if it doesn't work, because I don't want to give YouTube my phone number, and I haven't yet figured it out how to work my way around that. And so all my fault really, but then I'm not a professional YouTuber, and well, as you can see, it's going dark. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I could tell you something new about knives in general, and introduce you to, in my opinion, really recommendable and really great carving, slöjd, and well, even bushcraft knife. Well, take care, stay healthy, and especially sane. And I hope I see you next time. Bye.